Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Hops, Beans, and Leaves.
Dude, every time, man, it's not that bad. Hey, welcome back to another episode.
You know, I just can't get it right. He's just, it's one of those days. Once again, we have another Monday. Anyway, welcome back. Tonight we've got Josh talking about a little bit of cerveza.
Cerveza, por favor.
We've got Hector diving into a cigar head first, and Hogan's probably going to be over here doing penis jokes. We're not sure. It's going to be a fun night. So, how's everybody doing?
Good. Man, how you doing? Good.
So far, so good.
Good.
I got to make a trip to New Jersey yesterday.
Ooh.
So it reminds me why I live south of Mason-Dixon.
Yeah, something about that smell. I don't.
You know, I call it the butt crack of America. Some people were calling it the armpit, but it's like I told someone yesterday, America's heads up its own butt right now anyway, so...
You better be careful, Jersey.
It's all the
Jersey
same.
boys over there about to put a
It's
hole
all the
through
same.
Oh,
It's
boy.
okay. It's okay. What's up, White Sauce?
Trash City.
White Sauce is here tonight, so you got... So you got some beer for us.
I do. I've got
Let's dive
two.
into it. What you got?
I've got two from Evil Twin, and these are a couple of Norwegian brothers. They kind of hate each other.
And I got mine.
They're called Gypsy Brewers because they just travel around the country and even other parts of the world, and they brew beer with other breweries. Anyway, tonight we have the retro and the modern IPA. So it kind of shows you and showcases. This is a recipe that was dated back in 1985, so it's a 30-year-old IPA recipe.
Okay.
This modern is more of a juicy, tropical, Pacific-style IPA that you see a lot these days. So I thought it would just be kind of neat to kind of taste the differences between this retro. You're going to see, you're going to taste a lot of grass. It's going to
Try the
be
retro.
dry. Cheers, boys.
Cheers.
You get that nice, dry, kind of grassy finish, very floral and earthy.
Yeah.
Not at that.
No, it's not bad at
That's
all.
not bad.
I wish we had another glass to be
It's crispy.
Mm.
Especially on the back end. The back end is really where that grassiness comes out.
You see how it just kind of finishes real abruptly?
Yeah.
That's what I look for in an IPA. It's kind of why I like the more traditional, there's a lot of Centennial and Cascade hops going on there.
Why don't we take some time and we can go through the coffee, the cigars, and then circle back with the modern at the end.
I think that'll work very well.
That sound good?
That's what we'll do then.
All right. So the coffee tonight, in my trip to New Jersey, I had to go up and pick up some coffee for a couple of orders that I had coming in this week that I ran flat out of. It's been a fast-paced growth lately for Virginia Commonwealth. And this particular one is a light roast Rwandan peaberry. When I read the cupping notes, what they told me was it had a
You said coffee.
lime sweetness. I did, and we're cupping beans, so lime sweetness, kind of a juicy peach, and then a white wine finish.
And what is it?
So-
It's called a Peabody? Is that what you said?
Peaberry,
Peaberry.
yeah, standard coffee bean. In a coffee cherry, there's two beans, and they nest together. That's why you have the flat spot on them.
Oh, okay.
Peaberries are when there's only one cherry, one bean in the cherry.
Like Lance Armstrong?
There's no way
This
to.
is like deja vu for my only coffee, not pipe.
So
It's bags, not
Kind of-
rim jobs today.
Yeah, bags.
kind of like Lance, it's a winner. So what can I say?
Until you get found out.
So what do you guys think of it? I mean, we've been sipping on it here for the past few minutes in the pre-show and that kind of stuff.
I mean, coffee to me, this definitely has more of a fruity note to it. It definitely has.
I'm definitely getting that lime.
The
I mean,
lime
that-
rinds is what I'm getting out of it.
Yeah,
What I got out of it.
that lime
On the back end of
citrus back end. I'm not really getting the juicy peach. That could be roast level. We could play around with it, but
So juicy.
we'll just have to play around with the beans. See what happens.
you get some juicy peaches out of that.
So
I got one back there.
we're just having fun tonight, guys. So what are we doing with cigars?
Well,
I mean,
Those would be
tonight-
like-
you've got two in front of you. You got a light one that's shorter and a dark one that's long.
So is it true? So I'm not going to name the brands I brought out, but I brought out a Connecticut shade, and also brought out a Maduro. The reason I did that, one, we're gonna break these open, show you the wrapper, the binder, the filler, and then we'll go a little bit into the wrappers, the types of wrappers that are out there, and then the origins of some of these wrappers. So just get a little background 101 of cigars. I've done it before. I've posted some videos on Hogshead's Facebook where we tore open a couple cigars just to show the difference. But I thought it'd be good to kind of do it again. Some people don't know. Some people never seen it. So I'm gonna go to cut open this Maduro here, and I'm gonna try and peel off just the wrapper.
Done this before.
Yeah. And what you'll notice about the wrappers is they're usually really thin. There we go. And that's where they say 30 to 70%. I know that's a wide range, but that's where most of the flavor is going to come off that binder in that wrapper. You see, you can, as soon as I peel this off, you can see the difference between.
Reminds me when I was a kid in the old Jeep with the Philly blunts, It's like, hey, man,
Dump the guts.
let's dump the guts, man.
All right, well, I'm going to just take some. So you'll see here. There we go. This will probably be better. So there's the wrapper, and you can see it's a little more flimsy. Actually, that's come off with some of the binder. But you can tell how flimsy that is. It's almost see-through. So again, because of especially the winter time, it gets a little fragile with the fluctuation in the temperature outside. So they'll burst, they'll crack, they'll tear right down the middle. A lot of people have troubles with their humidor, and that's all have to do with the temperature outside. Then you get into the binder, and the binder holds it all together. And this one, what I wanted to show the difference here, I don't know if you can see it, but it's falling apart on the inside. That's your filler. There's a difference between a whole leaf filler and then what some people call shortcuts or leftovers. This is just the leftover tobacco. So there's the binder. There's the wrapper, the binder. And then you're getting a lot of this filler, and you'll see it just fall apart. So these usually are going to be your $3, $4 cigars. These are the ones that you want to use while you're out there doing the yard work, or you're out golfing.
We are asking for a close-up.
Let's see
It's going to be kind of
I don't know if you want to pull the. Yeah, if you want to pull the. Would you mind, Cal, if you can pull the camera up a little closer?
Might mess with this though.
Oh, that's right, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's. You know what? We'll end up doing is we'll take some pictures, and then maybe next week, Cal, we can get another close-up on it before we get started. So it's kind of hard to tell, but now you've got your binder, your wrapper, your binder, and your filler. So the difference you'll see between this one, and I'll get straight to the filler on the second cigar, and you'll see the whole leaf.
Junk.
That's just all the leftovers that you get after building a cigar, and you'll see the difference here as soon as I get this one cut open.
So is this a whole leaf filler?
This is the whole leaf.
So is that deemed a quality? Is that more quality when it's whole leaf, or?
It is, because you're getting more of the nutrients and more of the tobacco. And you can see it right there. There's the binder right there. And now this is a whole leaf. And you can see the difference there. It's not falling apart.
Oh.
It's all together. And what they do is they just take the leaves and they just bunch them up. And then they take the binder, wrap it up. Then they wrap it, and then they put it in a box press or some kind of press. But now you can see the difference. So the quality is in the tobacco, because now you've got the full leaf. That's really where you're getting all the taste, the nutrients out of, is that filler there. So you can see the difference between this and this. So that's when you know you got a good quality cigar. I mean, you get a lot like, we sell Peacefields in here, and then we've done seconds from Jay Castanero, the guys that actually do the rolling for us. And there's some really good cigars, but you got to know the difference between a full leaf and and then just the shortcuts or the leftovers, whatever you want to call it. So
Now, me being a novice, do they have to disclose that, like on the package when you buy it, or do they not? Or how do you distinguish a whole leaf versus the?
Or is it a total crapshoot?
no, you know what? Some people. The only problem is with a lot of, especially with the Cubans right now. I mean, as always, since the embargo is, they'll say, "Hey, these are Cubans," which they're really not. You know, and then what they'll do, they'll substitute it with stuff like this.
Oh, okay.
But you'll never know unless you know what you're looking for.
Stogie Love says, "Hello, gentlemen. Hello, Stogie Love."
Can you tell without cutting it apart?
You
By looking at
can
the
actually. You most of the times you can, because usually with the shortcuts they're usually a little softer. You'll see a lot more creases in the leaf.
Oh,
Where
yeah.
in this one,
Notice that.
It was very smooth.
you can see kind of right there. You can see the difference between this was very smooth, and then this has got a lot more wrinkles and crimples in it. And then it's usually a lot softer because there's more room in there. So that's you can.
Crimples.
But-
Now, is that a technical
And
term?
that's a
I mean,
I don't know. It's a new hops, beans, and leaves term. Crimples. But yeah, you'll see a lot more wrinkles. How's that? Better?
Crumple and dimple.
Dimples.
we make up our own
Dimples,
words.
you know.
It's not big. deal.
Crimples.
Crimples. See?
Crimples.
Crimples and dimples. Nipples.
So I'm guessing this one's gonna, because there's more area in there, whereas this is gonna be packed tighter. So is that what you're saying? You're saying
Right.
it's gonna
Right.
be, like you said, soft.
Right. So
And
like
these are gonna
like
smoke fast.
Arturo Fuente, they make the curly head, and that curly head for a $3 smoke, especially because it's a Arturo Fuente smoke, it's very very good smoke. So, but that's the differences. So we'll go from there.
Very nice. I've had some really good like $3 seconds.
And there's a lot out there. It's just when you're being told, this is a specific cigar, and you go to smoke it, and you're like, man, this thing is junk. You just want to know what you're buying, really. But if you know you're buying a $3 cigar and that's what it is, then all the better. But if you're being told you're buying a filler, a full leaf, then and you're getting this, then yeah, that's when you got trouble.
Get a little irritated.
I would
Yeah.
say too that coming to a place like this, I think you'd have a much better time, especially knowing you. You're gonna say, "Yep, this is this."
Right.
You're more informed than say one of those tobacco huts where you just go in there and they're like,
Yeah, here's some
Pick your
cigars, yeah. Or if you're online, you got to be careful when you're online because, again, you get it, and then it's all of a sudden like, this is not the shit that I ordered.
So if you want cigars, come to Hogshead Cigar Lounge.
Yeah, you got to get it from a reputable dealer.
Yeah,
I mean,
somebody
really, that's what it comes down to.
Nobody wants to get honey dicked on some cigars.
It's another new term I've never heard.
Never seen.
He's been saving that one all
Never
night.
seen what's that movie called? The Interview.
the interview.
Yeah. They do lots of honey dicking in that movie.
All right, let's see if I can fit this over here. So if you want to maybe talk about something else while I get this other stuff set up.
What do we got? We got that modern.
Everybody ready for the modern?
I'm
Yeah,
about
let me,
to.
let me
Yeah,
just
let's try that out.
So again, this is more. There's so many different IPAs these days. The newest one being Vermont IPAs or New England IPAs. They're going to look more like orange juice. They have a lot of tropical notes. Do we have a ashtray to sit down
Actually,
on?
Yes.
use that one now because I'm done with the visuals.
All right, there we go.
This one's not going to be quite like that, but this is a very, I'd say, more of an Australian Pacific. They use a lot of Galaxy and that sort of thing. It's got a nice tropical note to it.
I like
Australian
Galaxy.
Pacific. He's making it sound very worldly.
I'm a big West Coast guy.
West Coast IPAs, East Coast IPAs.
Why don't you share that between the three? Because I do have. Well, we've always got my can back here. I forgot that. So if we need to pour more,
I've done with the can.
me too.
We got cans galore.
We got a case.
Where's the other can?
We got another can right here.
Thank you,
We're
sir.
doing a quick switch off. So while he's pouring that, Hector, always thank you for letting us chill in your shop and shut it down for a couple hours on Tuesday nights.
Yeah, man, absolutely. It's my pleasure. We got a crowd out here, so they get to hang out anyways, and
Yep.
we get to drink beer
If-
and smoke cigars. I was going to say drink cigars and smoke beers, but
smoke, drink, whatever. And if you're watching on Periscope, find us on YouTube, like our stuff, definitely
glass right there.
subscribe.
no, that's it. My glass.
Oh.
There you go,
Whoops.
dirty bird.
Dirty bird.
There you go.
There we go. Subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Find us on Facebook. I'm gonna just keep talking while I pour beer. So,
Holy shit.
so what
you
should
guys-
we be getting
You guys
from here?
smell, just
Yeah.
take a smell. That's what we look for. Now we call it dankness.
Yeah,
That's like that grapefruit. Is
Yeah.
what I'm smelling.
It's almost kind of like a
That's a hoppy one.
armpity smell almost, as
Mhm.
gross as that sounds, but that's what we look for.
My armpits don't smell that great.
Smells like New Jersey.
Yeah. The Garden State.
The Garden State. There's nothing garden about that state.
But again, you're going to get a lot of tropical notes, a lot of tropical fruits, a lot of passion fruit, a little bit in there. Again,
Bitterness.
that grapefruit. Finish is bitter.
But I like it.
To me,
and
it
the
tastes
colors
a
are
heck of a lot better than it smells.
That's my style right there.
That's it.
I've been waiting for a good IPA on the show.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Absolutely.
But yeah, that's what we look for with the West Coast. This to me, again, has got a lot of Galaxy, a lot of Pacific, Australian hops in it. So it's got that dankiness to it, which is, I hate that word.
The
That's how we
dankiness,
describe it.
really?
Yeah. The
I
dank.
love the dank.
The dank.
The thing.
The dank.
So, getting back to the cigars, we were just talking about the wrappers. So the other things I wanted to bring up was, the types, tobacco types, and there's a lot out there. There's the Corojo, the Criollo, San Andres, the Sumatra. A lot of this might sound familiar to what you guys use in the coffee industry, but there's the Brazilian Matafina, and there's differences, depending on where it's grown, what country it's grown, the flavor profile. So with like a Corojo, you're going to get a smooth, creamy, and even spicy, maybe some full bodiness. So we just got in the La Aurora Corojo, and I mean for $5, $5.50, $5.75, it's a great tasting smoke. And I was interested in tasting that one because one, it was new, wanted to make sure that was going to fit. And it had a lot of what this had. Very mild spice to it, but there was some spice to it, but it was a full-bodied smoke.
I don't mean to interrupt there, Hector, but Stogie Love asked what we're all smoking and is it pairing well with the beer choice of the night. I'm smoking the Gurkha Ghost, and I think with the peppery flavor of this and kind of that danky quality of this, I think it pairs well together. How about you, gentlemen?
So we all tried something different. I gave Clark a La Polina Maduro. Hogan's got an Avo, and then I picked up the Diamond Crown, so we got to see how that pairs out.
You got some good sticks going tonight.
Definitely do. I've liked the smoothness, but there is a full-bodied flavor here.
Yeah.
On this one, it paired really well with coffee. Haven't had a chance to really. I need to relight it, so we'll see how it pairs with the IPA.
Now, Hector, with the dark, again, I'm a novice with cigars, so the dark wrapper versus the lighter wrapper, that does change the flavor.
It does, for the most part. Some say it's stronger when you have a darker shade wrap, and then when you get into a lighter shade wrap, it's usually a moderate cigar. And that's the general idea, but like for instance, a Connecticut broadleaf, and I was actually going to go into that one because that's one of the leaves that, or wrapper, should I say, that it's a Connecticut, but it's a broadleaf, which makes it a darker wrapper. Not very heavy, but very, 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 very
Robust.
not robust. It's got a lot of flavor, so a lot of the cocoa to it. So, for instance, the one that I can think off the top of my head is the Romeo and Julieta Anejo. That one's got a Connecticut broadleaf, but it's as dark as what you've got right there in your hands. But it's not a heavy smoke at all.
I'm really digging this one.
Yeah.
Really like this one. And then we got to talking about cigar etiquette at the shop. Hector came to Papa Hop today, and I didn't know that, again, people probably laugh, but I didn't know that snuffing out a cigar was a bad thing to do. So.
Yeah, so it is, and only because it releases a lot of the that bad odor that you normally typically get, get out of a cigarette when you
Just not a cunning linguist tonight.
right.
are
No,
you?
no, not tonight. I'm just not on it. But once you put it out, it releases a lot of that nasty smell that you normally get in an ashtray. So you usually, when you're at a cigar lounge, you're having a smoke, just let it sit there. Don't try and put it out. I see a lot of people doing it. And it really does. If you pay attention to it, it really releases a nasty smell. So you just want to leave the cigar sitting on the ashtray, or just throw it in the ashtray. But normally you just want to let it sit, and it'll go out by itself.
Yeah.
You never want to pick up, and my phone's going off, and it's like, thanks. It's going off in the
to the
back.
rescue.
It's probably my wife. It's right there on the register.
Better not be your wife. She knows we're filming.
So, don't ever pick up another man's cigar and put it to your mouth just to taste it. That's
just gross.
that's nasty. I don't
Does
know.
that happen a lot?
It happens.
Like on accident or like on purpose?
Most times it's on purpose.
That's one way to make it really awkward.
yeah.
Just walk in and start tasting people's cigars.
I got herpes.
So things like that you don't want to do. If you're gonna walk in the shop, it's always customary maybe to buy one off the shelf too. Because just like any store, any retail,
Yes.
small business,
Support local small business.
you got to support them. I mean, it's
Take care of
It's
your
what-
shop. If you're
yeah.
spending time here,
Yeah.
take care of it.
These the lights and the air, it all costs money, doesn't it? So,
absolutely.
If you buy your cigars on the internet, go smoke them in the cloud.
There you go.
There we go.
Like that.
Smoke them in
There
the
we go.
cloud.
Good old Hogan.
That's what I
That's a Hoganism right there.
Deep thoughts by Hogan.
Mm-hmm.
There's no wrong way to hold a cigar except when you fist it. That's probably a no-go.
Isn't that right, Alfredo?
I like the Godfather.
The Godfather's book.
The Godfather is what I usually go with.
There's nothing wrong with, licking the head. Before,
You
I
just
told you,
said-
I told you I was
you just said
before cutting. It keeps the cap on.
Stow your loves, boy. Okay.
However,
Matt says,
However-
buy a cigar from Hector and let it rest. Smoke one from my travel. Okay, never mind.
Humidor.
yeah, so there's nothing wrong with moistening the head before you get started.
Man, you're full.
Isn't that right, Alfredo?
The problem is when you try to deep throat both ends, then that's when you got issues. So especially don't do that in a group full of guys.
Isn't that right, Big Johnny?
And Hector just got flicked off.
Oh, no.
Steven, how we doing, brother?
No bad mouth, don't.
That's gross if you use a shot cutter.
Yeah, right. That's another thing a lot of people don't really pay attention to. You suck on the back end or the head of a cigar,
Ooh.
and then you use a cutter that everybody else uses. I mean, it's on there.
Yeah.
It's on there.
Yeah, it's
I
kind
mean,
of like
if
a
you-
peanut jar at a bar. You just-
Right.
Yeah,
I mean,
you don't eat those.
No.
yeah, no, and then so like today, I had a customer in here. Unfortunately, the cigar that he was smoking, it was a bit expensive. When he's sitting here, he lit it and it cracked open. I mean, cigars are going to do that. When you're in the shop, though, more than likely, I'll replace it. I don't want my customers having a bad experience here.
No, that's
But
not.
when you leave for 2 days, don't bring the cigar back and go, I smoked it, but I really like it. I want my money back. I'm sorry, I can't do nothing for you. And it's happened.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that doesn't surprise me.
Sir, that's a white owl.
You got that at an Exxon station, buddy. All right.
And that's like when you eat like your whole dinner at the restaurant. And
Yeah.
say you didn't like
It'd be
it.
like, I didn't like it. I'm good. Yeah,
Exactly.
thanks. But
Or like if you order a pizza and eat it all, and then they come with like a fresh one, like thank you very much.
yeah, it's
That's
like,
I've never done what.
and then other people, getting back to like some of the tobaccos in different countries that it comes from. A lot of them come from the Dominican Republic, Honduras, Nicaragua. There is some Mexican tobacco out there, which is not really. The San Andreas Mexican tobacco is a really nice smoke. You get some Peru, some Brazilian, obviously the Cuban, tobacco. But
Have you seen a lot of Cubans now that the embargo's been lifted at all, or?
no, I get a lot of people still asking me whether or not retailers are able to get them. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to, at least yet.
What's the time frame on that? Do we know?
No, I've been following it, and there's no time frame on
Gotcha.
it whatsoever. So, although like some of the companies that I work with, manufacturers, they're expecting it. So they've already been talking to the retailers. Hey, look, when this comes down, just stick with us. We'll make sure you get taken care of, and so on and so forth. So, I feel, fairly reluctant that it's going to happen eventually.
Well, and we're on this show every week. We'll definitely keep you guys informed as things transpire and we find out a little more. So
And I tend to lean towards more of a Nicaraguan tobacco because it's a bit sweeter for me that I like. The other day I was sitting talking to somebody and said, they said, hey, where does the best tobacco come from? And unfortunately, that's all a matter of
The answer is
preference.
yes.
Yeah, it's all a matter of preference. I prefer,
It's like, where's the best coffee come from? I don't know. Where do you like it from?
yeah, from my Keurig.
Or like we talked about the hops. Not everybody likes, Pacific hop. They like maybe, like a classic American hop or a English, like a Fuggle.
Fuggle?
A Fuggle. The Fuggle.
The Fuggle.
Zifuggle.
This is off topic, but when I was in the Marine Corps and I was about to retire, I worked at the requirements, and this thing came out, and one of my coworkers was working. It was called the FUD. Can you? He worked in buckets. His thing was buckets. He wrote requirements for buckets. So
Buckets. What?
Like buckets, just like dozer buckets. The buckets that sit on the I don't know what the booms that when you go up and fix telephone wires.
Cherry pickers and that
Cherry
kind of
pickers,
stuff.
stuff like that. So his thing was bucket, but this thing was called a FUD. Have any idea what a FUD was?
Not a clue.
Dude, until I saw it, I couldn't believe it. It was a female urinary device, and he got it because they considered it a bucket. So what it is?
Great job description.
Yeah, it's a bucket that literally a woman will put it on her vagina and enables her to piss while she's standing.
Well, that's a first for this episode also.
Yes.
Now we've actually said penis and vagina on the same episode.
Being in Iraq, I've seen a lot of women piss standing up. They don't need a FUD.
And kind of going the same topic, I read today on Facebook.
Our production director is going, what is happening to this episode?
Me and my buddy
We thought we
Steven-
were good.
Me and my buddy Steven were talking about this the other day, and they're going to make a beer with a yeast cultivated from a woman's vagina. Yeah. So,
I heard about that.
I don't know about that, man. I'm like,
That's too much information for me. I don't.
my wife just said,
All right.
yeah.
On that note, you had a product that you wanted to show off.
I did. I just picked it up today.
The Humidog.
The Humidog.
Tell us about it.
I saw this thing.
Yeah, I guess it's been on the internet. People have been raving about this thing. So, I picked up a few. Tin, not tin, but maybe aluminum.
Yeah, it felt like
just
aluminum.
an aluminum canister. It fits anywhere up to a Churchill size. It's just an aluminum canister. It's got some cedar lining in there, very little. But it's a nice little travel door. I mean, it fits 6 to 8 cigars. I mean, if you throw in a cigar stick, a humid stick, or whatever they're called nowadays. But obviously that takes up a cigar. But it's got this nice little opening here, so when you close it, it pushes all the air out. It's supposed to keep all the
It's
air.
like a valve.
Right.
Awesome.
So,
It is really cool.
it's a neat little thing. I took it to my car and I set it in. It does fit in your cup holder. It fits in the glove compartment. I got a mess in there, but it fits in my glove compartment. And it seems to, we'll try it out. We've got a few on the shelf, so come out, check one out, pick one up. That's a
Awesome.
pretty neat little thing.
The other
It's
thing
so
that,
simple.
the other thing that hit the shelves here this past Friday was the Hogshead Blend coffee. So if you're in the area, stop on by. You can grab a bag of Hogshead Blend VCR coffee. So, any other news from your end of the world? Anything coming out this week that people should be?
I'm in talks with a distributor. They're going to be bringing Cascade to the area. So Cascade's a brewery. It's very, for people in the know, it's super exciting. They make some phenomenal sour beer. So I'm looking forward to that. There is talks of Wicked Weed coming to the area.
Please just themselves.
So yeah, we got a lot of things coming down the pipeline. So it's an exciting time in the beer world.
You got
Awesome.
something coming up.
Yeah, this Sunday over at Maltese Brewery, we are going to be releasing the cold brew. They've had it on tap there on Nitro, but this Sunday we're going to be releasing the cold brew sack, which is our brewing
The what?
method to be able to brew cold brew at home. It's called the cold brew sack. I'll have one on the show next week to show you guys. Right now, you got to come out on Sunday to check it
Bring my
out.
sack next week.
So Sunday from noon
Do you dip your
through
sack?
all day. Take your sack, put the beans in, dip it in water, let it sit. Just let it sit. It's going to tan a little bit, but that's That's part of the process.
And we probably should say we all will be down at Maltese for the event. So
we'll all be hanging out. So the Hops, Beans, and Leaves crew will be there. So stop on by. They open at noon, and we'll be there all afternoon. So come on by, or at least a couple of us will be there all afternoon. It all depends on people's schedules.
Me, all I gotta do is walk like 5 doors the other way. So
Yeah, if you come
I'll
down,
be
you
there.
can check out Papa Hop's Bottle Shop at the same time.
Yeah.
So, in closing, thank you once again to Apocalypse Furniture. You guys have been amazing to work with. We love the furniture. If you're in the area, if you want to check out what they do, come by here. Come to the Woodworkers Guild this weekend. Find that on Fredericksburg Woodworkers Guild on Facebook. That'll give you some information there. Great furniture. I mean, I've loved this table since we've had it.
We
So,
put it through hell, and it's beautiful. Still just gorgeous.
Not to mention I use it every day.
yeah,
Yeah.
he uses it daily. So
Quality.
it's been put to the test, and it's still just as beautiful as the day we got it. So thanks to them. Thanks to Stash Barbershop, keeping us all fairly well trimmed. I got to go in this week.
Yeah, I need to
Lindsay, I got to see you as
tighten
well.
up.
Getting a little
Tighten
fuzzy.
up.
So
Me too.
You're just ugly.
Oh shit! Damn! I said, damn.
that's a pot called McKellar Black tonight, isn't it?
Damn. You guys are rough on each other.
So thanks to Stash, thanks to Humidog. Who makes this?
Humidog.
Humidog makes this.
Humidog makes the Humidog.
So thanks to Humidog for showing up on the show. Papa Hop's Bottle Shop, of course. Always thank you, Hector, for
Cheers.
hosting us here. Cheers, guys.
Cheers. Remember, lick it. Don't deep throat it.
Oh, what a closing remark.
Thank you, guys.
Cheers.
Ladies have camping.